Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's happening. It's gonna happen. I will find a solution for this problem. Here we go. That's the solution. I can wear it. It's a wearable. It's a wearable technology. You might want to watch. I know most math videos are useless first, just to get a grip on how my math video is not going to be useless. It might actually solve a very important problem because that's what math is about. You can solve things that are still unsolved problems. You can debate math like it's politics. I even think I can solve this one. What I can solve is what do I do? Do I yell? Do I send mathematical papers? I don't know how to write mathematical papers. I can just yap about stuff. I don't actually know how to participate in the said debate, but I at least know that you can work your ass off, multiply 0, divide 0, and you're always gonna get a motherfucking 0. And I will tell you exactly why. Apparently we're gonna have a normal intro as well. I'm not afraid of zeros. I'm not afraid to be divided by 0, by the way. Don't do it, though. In fact, nothing happens when you divide by... Yep. Every solution. You turn into every solution, so might as well pick one, alright? I'll explain all of these mysteries and more. We need the intro, please, Mad Pat. God damn it. Oh boy. We're so back and I didn't even notice. Wait, Rapid Battles of History? We didn't even had a battle. We should have had a battle, though. Before we left LARPing. 0 by 0 is disputed. Hero, nothing else rhymes with 0. But your mom's a Sphero. You know, I have a specific beef with specific people right now. They uploaded something. Because they're late to the party, you know? They're late to not uploading things. Yeah, they get a lot of views too now. And I kind of I will recognize I failed to read this. We know. You like to throw around the word beef. Do I? Do I do that? We'll have beef, man. Implies that it's a back and... Yeah, shut the fuck up, royalty, okay? Wow. It implies that I will reply. I actually will not wow. Fascinating. We'll talk about its next episode. Apparently there's gonna be another one. Alright. We'll roast them again. Because that's my job. Alright, we have to talk about the stupid division by 0. Because it's more interesting than you think. What do you get in the maths currently? You get undefined. Alright, pretty cool. But why would this be undefined? There's two reasons why. When you divide by 0, you're not dividing. You're not actually, you're lying, bro. You're pretending to divide, but then you say, well, I have 0 dividers. What the fuck does that mean? You're not dividing, though. If you have 0 dividers, you're not doing anything. So technically, we can actually dispute the undefined. We either not dividing the number, and the number stays what it is, so if I get divided by 0, nothing happens, or I become 0. Becoming infinity or negative infinity is undisputable. You can keep it undefined if you want. You can send me into a different dimension for another reason in particular. There's nothing you can do to an x that would give a rational result, right? Well, we can keep the x, we can keep the information if we wanted to. We can define it. We have freedom to define it, basically. If it's undefined, that does not mean you can keep it undefined. You have freedom to define it. It could be 0. It could delete the x, just like a multiplication by 0 would delete the x. It can crash your computer, of course, if you want. That's the fucking weird thing about it. If you want, you can crash your computer. I don't want it. I don't want no fucking nonce. That's not a very interesting thing to happen. Okay? Imagine this, right? Imagine this can happen by accident. Oh, I'm dividing by 2. Nothing happens. I'm dividing by 1. Nothing happens. Oh shit, it's a 0. My computer explodes, right? Like, come on. Just let's be honest. That's ridiculous. Yeah, you're lying. You're not actually dividing. So I guess the most rational thing, if you haven't divided the number stays the same. There's another reason why you actually, instead of getting undefined, you're getting all the answers. This is what happens when you divide by x. This is the function or a graph that you can draw or plot. Normally, a graph is going to have one answer, but it doesn't. Does it have to have one answer? It can go like this. You can have 2 answers vertically. You can even go like this. You can have a couple of answers, even 3 answers. It is not technically bound by that rule. We usually expect a line to be squiggly and only have one answer in the x-axis. Usually. We prefer that. Again, try to correct me if I'm wrong. But here's where things get really interesting. There's no particular point of interest here. You have the negative infinity, technically, because that's where things are going. From here, you have positive infinity going from the other side, from the positive numbers. So which one is it? Is it negative infinity? Is it positive infinity? Symmetrically, it would just be 0, by the way. But if we really think about it, because we were so nonchalant of picking this, and it's like, it seems like it fits, all the answers apply. Every single point works. And usually it's undefined because there's 2 or more answers and you don't know what to pick. And picking infinity is pretty fucking weird, right? But even then, it's like, why would you get infinity? You get infinity when your number gets smaller and smaller. 0 is nothing. It does not actually have a size. The instruction of division doesn't actually make sense anymore. So you actually have to think logically. Have you tried to divide something and you destroyed the item because you attempted to divide it into little pieces, but then I don't know why you have 0 as a divider though. Well, you tried. You really tried. Or you know that you cannot divide it by 0 and you leave the x alone. Those are two options, right? I really tried to like look into this and like be mesmerized by, oh my god, we're going into infinity and beyond and all these things. Which is great because that means it works with most values. All values can be divided by x except for 0. 0 is the complicated one. Should it be complicated though? I think the most general answer should be the division fails. You get your x back. We're not going to touch your x because division is going to fail. To non-interference answer would be we pulverized your x because you made a mistake. You try to divide it by 0, so you lose something of value. You pulverize it. Because here's the problem. What if you want to add 1? What happens to the 1? Should we actually hurt him? Do we crash the computer and 1 just disappears? That's a problem. One of the interesting things that I also found, if you have 1 apple and you divide by 0, mathematically right now, this is not my opinion, you would get undefined apples. Undefined amount of apples. Uh-oh. Now, should it still be kept undefined? No. I propose it's undefined, but you can define it. And you should be able to have freedom to define what happens when division by 0 is applied. Again, I'm a programmer. I would like to define that. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, I think that's it. That's the whole video. We definitely didn't miss anything. No, I already said my answer. I said my answer actually. Look, the division by 0 is not the first thing you have to worry about here. What you have to worry about is that you start with 0. What's wrong with you? If you're gonna try multiply or divide, I swear to God, you're not going anywhere. So you start by 0. What are you gonna do, bro? You're gonna add something? Because you have nothing. What are you gonna do with nothing, you weirdo? Oh, you're gonna try and that's it. You don't have to show me this number. I don't care what this is, alright? I don't care if it's a fucking 0. Shove that 0 up your ass, alright? It's not gonna be suddenly undefined. I actually genuinely disagree with maths here. You can define this, and it's a motherfucking 0, because look at the line here. Look what happens to the 0 line. The whole thing sits here. It does nothing. But on 0, it's undefined? Man, at least it's so predictable that it makes no sense to undefine it at 0 in particular. Alright? And there's actually good reasons to, in fact, define 0 divided by 0. You can, in fact, define it better than the rest, especially since one of those best definitions is x or 0. Well, you don't got no x, alright? The x broken up with you and left you hanging, alright? You're not even gonna be friends with your ex, which fucking pretty sad, alright? I was really hoping for that relationship to keep going some direction, but apparently I can't have one I'll take a 0, thank you very much. See you guys next time. That's right. That's right, guys. What different outro I'm supposed to but but there's a but. Okay, there was a but in the sentence, so but hey, is just a theory. A LARP theory. Thanks for dividing by 0 and successfully surviving.